Good morning, everybody. I'm Luke Sullivan with Transwest Truck Trailer RV up here in Frederick, Colorado, right off of Interstate 25, about 30 minutes north of Denver, depending on traffic. Easy to find, ton of inventory on the lot. We talk a lot about our used inventory, and I think today we'll really kind of show that variety that we have. And really, we do have everything from 2-horse bumper pulls to steel stock trailers to, behind me, a 2023 3-horse SMC 14-foot LQ with a side load because we've got the full width rear tack on it. So a lot going on with this trailer. We never say like new around here. It's kind of a cliche phrase, so very lightly used. It is a 2023 model again. So talking about our used trailers very quickly, all of our LQs, the house side aspects, all of those appliances will go through a shop, make sure everything functions as it should, as well as chassis side. We go through brakes and bearings and all of those things as well. So we'll take a quick look up front. Again, we talked about all our safety checks. So we've got safety chains, we've got our 2 5/16 inch ball, we've got our breakaway disconnect as well so that we know we're safe going down the road. And we also do have our 7-pin connection as well. SMC does a nice job of stowing that away. So we have that ability always to ensure that going down the road we're safe. So you'll see up here next to our 7-pin connection, we actually have an electric over hydraulic jack system. So dual feet on this jack, really nice system, really stout system. But the bonus with all of these electric over hydraulic jack systems now is that they're keyed. So little bit of added security you get with those. Nice to be able to take some keys with you if you are leaving your rig for the weekend or something like that. So you'll see the jack system itself, reservoir on this side, kind of simple on the other side. And then for our LQ, for a lot of our heating aspects, our refrigerator and our water heater, our propane service down here. We've got dual 20-pound tanks. Pretty easy to upgrade these to 30 pounds. We've got the room here to do it if that's something you're interested in doing. But again, we go through all of these systems on the used trailers. This trailer's pretty new, so hopefully we're not going to have any gas leaks or anything like that. But we go through, we pressurize those gas systems. We pressurize all those lines. On our older trailers, we end up replacing a lot of rubber lines in these trailers. So nice to have that peace of mind, again, like I said. So another nice feature, full-size matching aluminum wheel and tire here on this trailer. Nice to be able to have that matching spare if you ever have a flat on your way to a show or something like that. And then big 3-bank deep cycle house battery system on this trailer. We also have an onboard gen. We'll talk about that when we get inside and outside a little bit. But nice to have those extra capabilities with 3 sets of batteries, excuse me. And then on the side of that box, you've also got a disconnect switch as well. So you can ensure whenever you're leaving it, whether it's, excuse me, for a night or for the season, you can flip that off. You know that if you accidentally left that vanity light on in the bathroom, it's not going to draw your batteries dead over the evening, or the off season you'll have to replace your batteries. So nice to have that on-off switch capability to shut everything off. So we'll get right into it now. We talked about it, 14-foot shore wall on this guy in the LQ. We do have a nice big full-length almost awning on the side of this trailer, but stepping into it, nice fold-out step. Nice separate screen door as well, so that if you ever do want to rock it open air style, you have that ability. So walking inside of the trailer right away, you will see this is a 2023 model. This trailer is very modern on the inside. We've got a couch here on our gooseneck drop wall, so we have the ability to flip this out and make it into a bed as well. And our fresh water tank is under this as well, so we know we're keeping that well temperate, whether you're camping in some off seasons and you're worried about 4 seasons, or you just have a good eye on it. You've got some access to it under there as well. They've gotten really, really good now too about these modern LQs with storage. So take a quick peek up into the bedroom. You'll see those steps there. There's a couple drawers and options in there. And then we've got some storage at the head of the bed as well. The head of the bed, you'll also see a couple USB and a USB-C port as well, and some 110 volts. And then you'll have a TV there on your back wall facing back. So a lot of amenities in there, a lot of cabinetry in there, so you have some of that extra storage. And you're very well lit, and you're very well ventilated too. If you want to rock those big side windows there, you can get some cross ventilation going through there and a nice breeze as well. So nice, comfortable spot to hang out. SMC did a nice job too, I think, with the steps up into this bed. These are very we've gotten away from that crawling that we do in some of these trailers, and I think it's more a lot easier for some people. And then with this as well, strong spring loaded, but you've got some added storage with that as well, and then a drawer on this one. So again, nice to have some of that added storage. We've got some of that above our couch here as well, and then just opposite of that, we've got control, full head unit, still rocking a CD player too, which is nice if you've got an old mix you want to snap in there. But Bluetooth connectivity, so very easy to hook up your phone to it, play whatever you're listening to off of your phone. And then you have the ability with these too, we've got some outside speakers, so we can zone it out, we can quiet it down outside, or we can quiet it down in here, or vice versa, or have them all going at the same time if you like. And then a bit more storage above that. In these trailers, you really just can't have enough storage. We lose some of that tack space. We used to when we went to those folding rear tacks. With the full width rear tack on this one, we don't. But it's always in these house areas nice to have storage. Speaking of which, 6-foot slide for the dinette here. More storage underneath as well. But the dinette is also easily convertible into another sleeping space. So flip your couch out, flip your dinette out, and you've got your sleeping area over the gooseneck. You can very comfortably sleep 4 to 5 in this trailer, depending on your situation and what you got going on. But again, very easy to convert this down, flip the table down, added cushions, and you're good to go. And then same with the couch, you can flip that right out as well. More cabinetry above as well. A lot of storage and a lot of light in this slide too. I like that you've got the fixtures, and then you've got the overhead lighting as well, and then you've got a lot of big windows in this trailer too. So talking about letting light in too, but of course we always want some privacy, so if I can get a hold of it. Also have day and night shades as well. Nice to have that privacy and that ability to change it up too. Working our way around to the back, big cabinets here. Both of them with a clothes bar. A little bit taller one here if you've got some longer coats or dresses or something like that. Nice to have a bit more height. And then the lower one too. Very easy to hang some coats or some show shirts. Or just get a little bit more organization in your life. Really nice to be able to do that. So coming into our bathroom, we do have a pocket door with a nice little holdback strap on it. Nice to be able to slide that and tuck that out of the way. We'll snap it back in because we are leaning a little bit. Didn't get ourselves level for the night. And then working our way into the bathroom, we've got a lot going on. So porcelain toilet, nice quality there. You've got really big cabinet over here in the corner as well. Kind of infinite storage with that, whether you're going to keep some toiletries or blankets and towels and some bedding in there, you've got those options. And then just above our toilet, we've got some of our controls, and just above that cabinetry too. But we've got a max air vent here, so automated system on that. Very easy to flip it open, get some ventilation going if you don't want to run your AC or your heat, and you're kind of in that nice season that you can, and it's temperate enough to do so. Very nice to be able to do that as well. And then some light controls here as well. Obviously our bathroom light switches, but we also have our load space in our horse compartment behind me. You'll see I'm kind of standing in our doorway for our pass-through, but nice to be able to have that control. We have a lot of customers that say, hey, listen, I love my trailer. I need a 4-horse or I need a 3-horse, but I really only haul 2 regularly. I want to use that kind of front compartment, especially the stud gates that are in there. It's kind of a mudroom. That way I can enter in that escape door, take my muddy boots off, get my riding clothes off, and then I step straight into my bathroom. So I can get into the shower if I need to. I can clean my hands off in the sink if I need to, and not track it all through the rest of the trailer. So talking about the vanity a little bit, nice deep sink, a lot of counter space over here in this corner too. So we don't always see a lot of counter space in these. Great spot to clutter up a bunch of your toiletries. Really nice to be able to do that and have a few things sit out. And then nice big deep medicine cabinet too. We go all the way back into that corner. And then below us, a lot more space as well. We do have the water heater in the bottom of here. Easy access to service. Kind of the same situation with the tank, our freshwater tank under that couch. Really easy to get in there and service and have a look at it, and also winterize or de-winterize depending on the season. And then nice big shower as well. get a quick peek in there. You'll see a lot of our trailers on the lot this time of year have the shower heads hanging off or hanging low. We obviously do that for winterization so that we can get as much water out of those lines as we can. But again, really spacious bathroom for a 14-foot LQ for a short wall length, I think, and really really versatile. You've got the couch and the dinette in the slide, and then you've got your sleeping area as well, so really easy to use as it's set up, and can be used just by a single couple or a family with a couple of kids or something like that. So we'll work our way back outside the trailer. We'll close up our pass-through door, and we'll go through some of the amenities that this trailer was really outfitted with for our equine friends. First and foremost, on our drop walls on our hip side, we've got some drop windows so we can move a lot more air through this trailer. You don't always see the drop windows like these for on the hip side, so a nice added option with that. We probably won't get it open with the side load, but nice to have that. And then these oversized windows, there's a lot of bus window there too, so you can move a lot of air through these even in the off season. And then if for some reason you ever do need to get in there, SMC does a nice job too of being able to get that in and out of that track pretty easily, and then slam it all closed and you're good to go. And you'll see, very similar to a lot of the competitors out there, key to like all the windows as well. So here's our side ramp and our side entrance into our trailer. This allows for our rear tack arrangement, but we've got a nice wide rubber ramp here with a big door on the side. This partition, we've got a nice butt strap here for the butt. And then this partition is telescoping so that we can get that tucked in tight enough to that wall that you've still got a lot of space to load your horse in here. We talked about the stud wall on this first stall. Really nice if you do want to use this for some storage, if you want to use it for kind of that mudroom that we talked about. You can really separate your horses from your things. Or if you're doing it exactly as it was designed, if you have a little bit of a fresh friend that needs a bit of that separation, you have that ability. Really stout wall on this one. This is a swinger, so you've got a little bit of space to move around with that one. And then nice padding on these dividers as well. And then big escape door that we'll talk a little bit about when we get over there to the driver's side. Mangers as well up front. Our first horse isn't going to have it, but our second horses and our third horse will. Nice to be able to offer them some feed or some hay, and then obviously with those drop windows you can flip those down and offer them some water while you're going down the road too if you're on a long trip. Telescoping divider, slide that right back in and we're good to go. So with the side load, a lot of people say, hey, it's tight, maybe not the best loading situation. Really do a nice job of using that telescoping divider to give you a lot of extra room. But the big benefit of these side load trailers is that now we have a full width rear tack. So we haven't lost out on what we usually do in some of our gooseneck trailers. So double doors back here. We've got a nice flip out step. You'll see some switches throughout the trailer too to control some of our awning lights and our interior lights in the stock area and our tack room. But we'll get both of these doors opened up and you'll see the amount of space that you get. And this is kind of where we've evolved a little bit from the mid tacks. So we've got a ton of space in here. Double stacked bridle hooks with the carpeted wall behind it so we can keep things looking really nice. We don't see all that metal marking that we used to. Double stacked, so you've got a ton of space to hang whatever you need. LED lighting in the ceiling as well, so it's really easy to work at night. And then we've got a multi-tier saddle rack as well. Actually looks very similar to a system in one of the manufacturers that we carry on the lot, so I think it probably wouldn't be a big deal to find you another saddle rack if you wanted to add something to it. And then also very easy to remove this post altogether if you want to stow some of those big upright trunks in here or something like that and you need to use that space in a different way. Really nice to be able to do that too. So not sure if you can hear it, but directly above me is our gen too. So missed it a little bit on the control panel, but there's an onboard gen fully integrated into the LQ, fully integrated to charge all of our 12 volt deep cycles. Really nice to have that running if you do need to do some dry camping and you don't have those hookups. Nice to be able to have that option. We'll work our way over here to the driver's side, and you'll see our access point for it. First and foremost, they did a nice job with the angled ladder, so a little bit of a latching mechanism, not climbing straight up into a hayloft, but this is your access to your onboard gen, so where you can check oil, that kind of stuff. And then also you'll see we've got about a 6 foot, I would say, hay rack on the top of this as well. So great additional storage with a trailer like this. Great spot to throw a couple totes of blankets or something like that in, or very much so use it for hay storage as well. So we talked about our gen, we talked about our access up there. It is a gas generator, and this is our fuel fill for it. So real easy to pull up to a gas station, pull straight up to a pump it just like you would into your truck. And then also they do a really nice job too. You've got a gauge out here too to kind of monitor how much usage you're going through. Summertime, obviously, if you're running your AC full strength, you might run through a little bit more than you would in the fall or the spring. But nice to be able to gauge that as you're filling up. And then right next to us, we'll talk a little bit about some more additional storage in our mangers. This is our on-off switch for that gauge, but we've got some more hooks in here. Really nice spot to hang some hoses, some electrical cord, something like that. We've also got our 30 amp cord in there as well for your 30 amp service if you do have a pedestal to plug into while you're showing for the weekend. And then I think a great spot to keep a couple tire changing tools, a lug wrench, a trailer aid ramp or something like that to help you get out of a bad spot if you do have a flat. So need to be prepared. We have that matching full-size spare, but need to have a way to change it. So this is our escape door we talked about into our first compartment, our first horse stall, with that stud divider, with that flip out step. Really easy. Like we said, a lot of customers want to use these as quote unquote a mudroom. Really easy with this step, makes that step into here nice and easy. Can store a couple things, put a little welcome mat down for yourself, throw your muddy boots down, and then step straight into your bathroom and get yourself cleaned up. And again, like we said, not track all of that stuff through our LQ. Drop windows on the head, even in the escape door. We talked about them over there on the hip side, but we'll get all three of these dropped down so you have a nice look at the amount of air that you can move through these trailers with all of these windows down. So hot summer day, we've got some roof vents in the top of this trailer, 90 degrees. If you're moving down the interstate, you're really gonna help keep, if you have a compartment like this full of 3 horses, it's gonna get warm in there. So you have that ability to move a lot of air over them and help them out and help them stay cool. So get an idea of that with those open, and then we'll get back into kind of some nitty-gritty basics of the LQ a little bit. So we've got some city water connections. If you do have that ability to be parked at a spigot, a lot nicer pressure from your city water connection than you'll ever get from those RV pumps. So nice little added luxury for that. And then here's your 30 amp service cord as well. We talked about the cord. Always make sure before you unhook your truck, you're close enough to the pedestal that you don't need an extension cord you don't have. So added tip for those of you out there. But nice to have that. And then we have some gray and black tank dumps as well. And then we're getting over to the business side of the outside of our slide. One nice feature about this slide, and a lot of others that we see now, is the awning over it. So we've all parked under a tree, camping for the weekend, especially in the fall, and then rolled our slide back in, and halfway down the road, stopped to get something out of the fridge and find 30 pine cones and a whole bunch of leaves, and et cetera, et cetera. So nice to keep the top of that slide clean. Not gonna bring all that stuff into your LQ once you start bouncing down the road and stuff moves off the top of that slide. Nice to keep it clean. Kind of buys you a little more life out of your seals and a bit more longevity out of everything as well. One more quick connection point we were talking about. This is going to be our fill for our freshwater tank as well. So separate from that city water or that spigot connection that we talked about where we would hook up a hose. So nice to be able to fill up that and have onboard water whenever you need it if you don't have that ability to get plugged in. So if you guys have any questions about this trailer, please feel free to reach out to me. My email linked down below, luke.sullivan@transwest.com. My cell phone is 859-509-1282. If you have questions about it, feel free to call me or text me. If you have questions about your tow vehicle and it's your first LQ, they can be a little tongue heavy. We've got answers. We can get you tongue weights. We can help you get matched with the right vehicle, right tow vehicle, and right trailer too. So please feel free to reach out if you have any kinds of questions like that. If you have questions about this trailer specifically, please feel free to reference it on our website. We've got a stock number over here. If you're on our lot too, ever looking around, unfortunately I don't get to demonstrate it with this one, but most of our stock numbers have a QR code on them too. So if you're wandering around and you haven't found a salesman yet, you can pull those up and it'll give you the direct listing to them. But if you want to reference this one, stock number is 5N241681. Thanks for your time today, everybody. También hablo español.